everyone, welcome back to Elevator Pitch. My name's Cody.
I'm Tim. Welcome back again to the Rickety Elevator. I have to do it every time now because last episode you didn't, and you called me out, and now I'm self-conscious about it.
Good.
So the elevator is broken down and you're on it. Whee! To be fair, if you watch other podcasts, like, they do the same intro every time. They're like, and they don't. It's not just pre-recorded. Like, they say the same intro every time.
Yeah,
like,
that's why. That's why I was like, why aren't you doing it?
They're like, hey, welcome to our show. Where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's Who's Line, but
Which, by the way, I wanna get back in. I wanna rewatch Who's Line.
Who's Line's amazing.
So good.
Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery. Oh,
perfection.
Give me more of that. Wayne Brady before he was Wayne Brady. I mean, he was still Wayne Brady.
He was still Wayne Brady, but yeah,
wasn't Wayne Brady. You know what I mean? That wasn't until he won The Masked Singer. Anyway, welcome to Elevator Pitch.
Oh man, hey everybody.
The show where everything is made up and the points really don't matter.
The points really don't matter.
If that wasn't already taken, man.
Is what it is. All right, so today we are gonna pitch our ideas, and I say that, but it should be a shorter episode.
I feel like every episode, like, this is probably gonna be a short one, and then it's not.
Who knows? We're gonna pitch our ideas for a game set in the Wizarding World. We're taking two separate approaches. Mm-hmm. There's really no backstory to tell you. If you don't know the Wizarding World, then I'd read a book. Because there's 7 of them.
There's 8 movies.
You've
heard of the Wizarding World. I don't care who you are. You have heard of the Wizarding World. People in third world countries that don't have internet have heard of the Wizarding World.
I mean, these are just facts. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna pitch our ideas for Wizarding World games, and I'm just gonna jump into it. So, why I think this is gonna be a shorter episode is because I'm taking the approach of a more.
Well, first of all, there's no plot drop.
Well, no, we don't do plot drop. That's a.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say plot drop. There's no. What are we calling it? Exposition. Oh, I'm messing it up. Just go ahead, man.
It's
from another podcast.
It's from another podcast that we both really enjoy.
We both like. They're great guys. We're not copying them at all.
That sounded sarcastic. We're not.
No.
It sounds sarcastic as shit. We're not copying them at all.
We set rules, so we set rules, so we did not copy them in any way.
100%. Okay, so
in fact, we skipped over an episode because they did one so similar that we decided
this is
not
actually
to do it.
Real talk. We wanted to do our ideas for a sequel to Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and then the next week
we were gonna do it.
the Fix It decided to do Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, but they essentially just did sequels,
which just goes to prove to you that Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is so good in a movie that
it doesn't need to be fixed.
Didn't need to fix it.
Yeah, it's just good. It's a lot of fun.
It's just a good movie, man.
Now I will say to that note, we are still going to do an episode about Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, but it's not what you think.
We've switched it up.
We fixed
it.
No, we didn't. My God, Jay, Adam, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I can't control this guy.
He can't.
I can't.
It's off the rails already.
It's off the rails.
Anyway.
We're already on the crazy train.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm taking the approach in this video game as a more story-based, linear but still open world video game. And it was funny because when we wrote our list out of planned stuff, it was actually before Hogwarts Legacy had come out. Mm-hmm. And then Hogwarts Legacy come out, and I was like, damn, they kind of did it.
Yeah.
They kind of did it. But then they didn't, because they didn't add Quidditch.
But they're kind of fixing it.
It's not the same. I'm going to play the crap out of it, but it's not the same.
They kind of fixed it slightly. It's not in Hogwarts Legacy, but it is coming out in another format.
Yeah. We are getting Quidditch. But anyway, So I decided, while I think Hogwarts Legacy is a phenomenal game, absolutely phenomenal, it could be better. It could be better. And I think the way you do that is you
add Quidditch. No.
You take what they did and you add Quidditch. No.
The end. What's your pitch, Tim?
All right. Short episode, about 10 minutes long.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week. We hope we have more content.
Oh man, guys, it's been a couple of weeks. Let me tell you.
I was gonna say, like, it's 8:00 on a Sunday when we're recording this. We are on fumes. I feel.
On fumes, yeah. All right, so what I would like to see out of a Wizarding World game is a more, for lack of a better term, adult game. And I don't mean like a rated M.
After hours.
Yeah. I don't mean necessarily rated M, right? I think
Hermione didn't make it, so she's now at the, I don't know, the witchy witch. I don't know. Go on.
It's gonna be a podcast, y'all.
You said adult. Hermione's adult now. Okay. We can just cut this part out if you want.
No, I'm gonna leave that. For anyone listening, you'll have no clue. Anyone watching probably just spit their drink out.
Yeah.
So I think what you do is you keep it like rated T for teen, right? But you essentially do a giant open world GTA style game. Now, when I say GTA, I don't mean you're just hijacking cars and broomsticks left and right, but I think it's set in a more modern day, and I think I kind of want to tie it into what I did with my Wizarding World like Auror show. So like I think your character will be an Auror, and I think for like half the game we'll just kind of build up the mechanics, I think, but in a not so like Kingdom Hearts 2 tutorial way, right, where it's like 4 hours of tutorial and you just want to get out of it.
You don't like seeing cutscenes and eating salt lick ice cream?
I don't want to. Yeah, the Roxas part should be skippable. I'm just saying.
Roxas is such a cool character.
Oh my god. Anyway.
He wears black and white.
Anyway, I think you do like half the game where we're just letting the player get used to how to use spells. I think I do want to keep what Portkey Games did, or Avalanche, I guess, and keep the whole like ancient magic thing going, because I really like that concept.
This is old magic.
Well, yeah, but like it was a really clever way to introduce like a dodge mechanic in a magic game.
That's true.
You know, and to be able to pull off like ridiculous finishing moves in a magic game. Outside of like the
I'm not hating on it.
You know, outside of the 10 spells that they cover in the books, you know what I mean? Like I dig it. So I want to keep that up, and I think I think what I'll do is I'll set it up to where like you'll almost feel like the game's ending, but it's really just like the halfway point. Like you're gonna play a whole thing
like
as an
Eternal.
Yeah, like you're gonna be like solving this crime, trying to catch this dark wizard that's trying to break the statute of secrecy, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to tie it back into my show pitch, so it'll be around the same like timeline, and I think we'll probably end up having characters cross over just because I think it's fun.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, I mean, you're building like a little miniature.
I'm building like a universe. I'm building a universe.
Trying to make like the Avengers of like
I'm making the Wizarding universe, right? The WU. I don't know. Yeah, I think
the woo.
Yeah, the woo.
the woo.
The woo. So I think we'll pick it up. So like it'll just be a lot of like, oh man, okay, cool. I think most players would be like, oh man, like you only get like X amount of spells. That's kind of a bummer. And then like, nope, psych, you get a bunch more, because like towards the halfway point, I want something crazy to happen, like just like a bunch of Muggles get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely murdered. And this is all taking place in like England, by the way. Now my show took place in the US mainly,
America.
in America. So the game will take place in Europe,
jolly old England,
right? Mainly in England, just to keep them locationally separate. But
That's
I think given the nature of the show that I set up in this game, the two main characters can like run into each other in someplace. Easy enough. But I want something to happen to where our main character of the game gets framed for like mass murder. Like there's a massive explosion. It's, you know, one of the, like, it's, you know, it's the John So, like, what is his name? Kit Harington. It's the Kit Harington, like, suicide bombs, even though they're not really. They're just magical bombs that are made to look like suicide bombers.
I thought you were talking about the actor. I was like, what did I miss?
In my pitch, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, well, I get it now.
He's not the overall bad guy, but he is the bad guy of the first season.
But they mentioned that in like the video game.
Yeah. And so I think throughout the video game, our main character is also going to be chasing down Kit Harington. He's just working it from the other side of the country because he's got a big network. And I think what's going to happen is where the first season of my show ended, where there was that big showdown, I think our character won't be a part of that showdown necessarily, but I think the main character of the show is going to come to the Ministry of Magic in London and meet up with our character and be like, all right, you know, like, we caught him. He hinted that, you know, there's something big going on, and our character is going to be like, I think he might have been telling the truth because things are still happening here.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, well, we'll just keep our eyes and ears open, I guess, because there's nothing much we can really do. Like, the trail's kind of gone cold with this guy caught.
Yeah.
So the main character show leaves. Main character of the game goes home. And then as they're, like, asleep, like, the building, like, across from them, which is mainly muggles, explodes.
Yeah.
And our character wakes up, tries to figure out what's going on. All these Aurors are already there trying to contain everything because they know it's not a muggle attack.
Yeah.
And what they find is a bunch of evidence that points to us. And like, our character is like running down the street because they thought they saw somebody running away, and what happens is it ends up looking like they're running from the scene, and you know, all the evidence pointing to our character, and then seeing him run, they're like, there he is, and he's like, no, he went down this way, and then they all start trying to stun him, and then you apparate away. And so the second half of the game, you're sort of a fugitive and you're trying to clear your name.
Okay, yeah.
Trying to clear your name, and you're trying to find the person responsible. So I feel like the second half of the game is sort of a redemption, but you're forced to break wizarding law as you go. Like, you're going to have to end up fighting Aurors, people that you knew. You're going to also have to fight dark wizards. Like, I think it's going to just be chaos. It's just really you against the world.
Yeah.
But I think we set up a lot of like interesting mechanics of like, I like the idea of like enchanted cars.
I mean, there was the enchanted car in Chamber of Secrets.
In the Chamber of Secrets, right? So I like the idea of like being able to, for short periods of time, because it's a video game, you have to have limitations.
Yeah.
Being able to enchant a car and hop in it and then like fly it somewhere.
That'd be cool.
But only for a short period of time. Like, you have like a pretty significant cooldown on that.
Yeah.
A lot of the same spells that you had in Hogwarts Legacy, you'll still have all the good ones.
Incendio and
you'll have Incendio, you have Wingardium Leviosa. I think I'll probably just combine Leviosa and Wingardium Leviosa. or Levioso, I think, in the game.
Can't remember.
Because you get both, and I kind of get it. Like, Levioso just makes crap float, like, in, like, place. And Wingardium, you can control it. Yeah. I just combine them. I don't think you need to. Yeah. That's just me. But yeah, I think you get a lot of the classics, and I think in the second half of the game, you'll be forced to use the Killing Curse.
Oh, okay.
And like, I think it'll be an aura like high up that's actually in on everything. Mm-hmm. And like, they leave you no choice but to kill them, but it just makes you look even more guilty.
Yeah, obviously.
Because like other auras see you do it, but like, you have no choice because like they've kidnapped, you know, your love interest or whatever. We can flesh that out later, but that's a writer's room decision, if you will.
True that.
Yeah, I think you do that, and then ultimately, you know, it's just a lot of exploration. There's, you know, I think we can actually set up some decent puzzles that aren't like frustratingly difficult. I think we can have a lot of fun with the way like the way Grimmel Place was hidden. Like, I think we can have a lot of fun with buildings being hidden in plain sight. You know, you have to like know a password or whatever, or use a certain spell on a certain object, and then like buildings move and you can go in and search or whatever. I would like to be able to, like, because I like the room requirement, and I feel like people would get really mad if you couldn't customize your own little home base. Yeah. So you'd be able to get a hidden building and customize it and make it however you want, because magic, it can be a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Doctor Who. But also wizards.
Same thing.
But I also had this idea, instead of doing a singular like home base like Grimmel Place, instead of doing that, I thought about using the magical tent idea.
Cool, yeah, like they did in Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, so you just kind of have like a tent like in your inventory that you can just kind of fly to some like secluded area and just pop your tent down and go in, and then it's like a mansion.
I like that idea because it means you don't have to keep traveling to the same place.
Right, you can just kind of lay low where you need to lay low.
Yeah.
And then you can customize it however you want. The run. Yeah. I really like that idea of it. And I also want to implement more customization into the broom, your clothing. Yeah. I want you, like, when I said GTA, like, obviously I mean like the open world and being able to steal cars, but not like ones that people are driving. Like, it has to be a parked car. But like, I like the idea that like you can go into like a clothing store, Muggle or Wizard, and customize your character's look however you want. Absolutely ever you want. Customize your broom to look however you want, because it makes no sense that you wouldn't be able to customize it. And if the Wizarding World was real, you'd be able to customize everything about everything. Let's be real.
100%.
I also want to make the main character a Metamorph Magus.
What's that?
It's what Tonks is.
Okay.
The ability to change your appearance at will.
Okay, yeah.
So that way you don't have to go to like a barber shop.
Oh, you can just like,
you can just go to a menu and change your hair.
Yeah.
Even if I thought
it was a little outdated in the Harry Potter game.
Yeah, like,
go to get your hair cut.
I was like, I mean, even if you weren't a Metamorph Magus, like, or Magus, I'm probably saying it wrong. I feel like you would still be able to just like hair change. You know what I mean? Oh, I actually have one. Like, you just be like hair change. But if you're a Metamorph Magus, then it opens up the door to like, oh, cool, you can change your whole character appearance.
Pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah, to literally whatever you want. Whatever you identify as, whatever you see yourself as, bam, now you can be it. And I feel like we should give people the absolute control. Body size, I mean, literally everything. And you're an adult. go for it. You know what I mean? There's no like, you want facial hair, boom, facial hair. Like, I feel like series need to grow up with their audiences. I said that when we did our Pokemon episode.
Yeah.
And I think the same holds true for the Wizarding World.
Like, I get, like, I probably said it during a Pokemon episode too. Like, I get that, like, it's for kids. You want to bring kids onto it because, you make it a kid a fan. You have them for life.
Yeah.
But, like, you also have an audience that were kids. Are still fans.
Yeah.
And, while they like the little hokey stuff you do every once in a while, sometimes they want a little something with a little bit more meat to it, as it were.
Yeah. So that's
they want the after hours special.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, it's just, I think there's a lot more that could be fleshed out, but I think overall that's kind of what I envision. Just a big open world GTA-esque wizard game that's full of drama.
Yeah.
And ties into the show, because I want to build a universe that's like, I want the game and the show are both canon to each other.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're building you're building the woo.
Yeah. So whenever we get to our Wizarding World movies,
like, oh man,
it's gonna tie in.
Hopefully they'll eventually do what they haven't done yet with the Star Wars stuff, and they haven't brought Callan yet.
Yeah.
Even though he's alive so far, we don't necessarily have the next game.
Yeah, I haven't seen the next game yet.
But he's still around.
Yeah.
Waiting for him to show up. That actor, the guy that Cal looks like
Cameron is it Cameron something.
Yeah. They take his body. That's him.
Oh yeah, it's him. It's him voicing him. It's him scan. Yeah, that's
what he looks like.
Dude, it's the same with Sam.
It's not like Aloy, who's voiced by Ashley Birch. That's not obviously Ashley Birch.
Yeah.
Body type.
Is it Sam Witwer?
Yeah.
I think that's his. If I said his name wrong, I'm sorry. He looks. I mean, he is Starkiller.
Mm-hmm. Starkiller's still alive?
I don't know. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, Starkiller's not canon, but he kind of is canon.
Yeah.
Kind of is, because for a lot of reasons I'm not going to get into. This isn't a Star Wars podcast. So,
no.
All right, buddy, let's hear it. Let's hear your game.
So I took the Wizarding World game and I made an MMO out of it. Which, if you don't know, is massive multiplayer online game. So, I mean, it's basically your WoW or your Final Fantasy 14 or your Black Desert, whatever you want to call it, SWTOR.
Yeah. Dude, if SWTOR ever comes to the consoles, I'm just saying.
ESO.
Too late.
Yeah. So, I basically have a very basic concept anyway, because an MMO, it doesn't really matter about the story all too much.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I was talking to Jay, and after they did their fixes for the Warcraft movie, and I think he and a lot of other people I've talked to would agree that, like, the story of Warcraft is great. The game mechanics kind of suck.
I never played Warcraft
in the later games.
Yeah,
but that's I don't know. Could be talking out of pocket.
Part of the reason is that Final Fantasy 14 does have a good story. Anyway, this is not which MMO is better kind of podcast.
It's Final Fantasy 14. It's better. It's the better one. It's the better one. Come at me. I don't even care.
I don't even care. Yeah, so anyway, you're gonna start off with your character, and you're gonna create your adult character. What your adult character is gonna look right. And then you're going to kind of pick like a basis for like a child character based on like what your adult character looks like. So like you make an adult character, but at the same time, you're kind of making a child version of the adult character because the beginning tutorial takes place at school, like everyone else does. And you get to pick what school you want to go to. So essentially your school is your starting area. So if you want to pick Hogwarts, you can pick Hogwarts. If you want to pick Drumstrang, you can pick Drumstrang. If you want to pick I forget how to say the American version.
Oh, I don't know what the American one is. So here's the problem. I've watched too much Key and Peele, so like anytime anyone mentions the American, I'm like, it's like whatever the school is, like Hogthorns or
it's Ilvermorny or something like that.
Yeah,
Ilvermorny. I can't pronounce it. It's a dumb name. I don't like it.
There's
it's like Nomage. You don't need it. It just everything's Muggle.
There's one in like
Wagadu.
Wagadu.
Yeah, that's what it is in Hogwarts Legacy. That girl's from Wagadu.
Yeah, Wagadu.
And I remember that because I was like, that's a really cool name.
Yeah.
I like Wagadu.
And then what? Beaubaton?
Beaubaton, yeah. Or I call it Beaubaton, but it's the French.
It's because you're a filthy American and you can't say cultured thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Guys, don't take anything we say seriously.
And then, whatever other schools that exist that are around the country that they haven't announced yet, but they'll probably make up at some point.
Oh yeah, eventually. I mean, I'm sure there's an Australian school and a Russian school, unless Durmstrang is Russian.
I think it was supposed to be like Albanian.
Okay,
it's in the area. And there's probably a Canadian one and a Mexican one and Chinese one, whatever. They're all over the place.
Bro, the Japanese magic school's probably lit AF. Like
they're riding dragons, bro. They're riding dragons.
They're riding dragons, and that they have wizarding like portraits of just anime happening on every wall. Like
I'm trying to go to the Japanese wizarding school.
But they're walking down hallways to Goku just blasting people Like you want to talk about like anime crossovers, it's just happening on their walls. It's just happening on like Luffy and Goku are just going at it on the way to homeroom. Like
they don't need to have the debate of who's better, Goku or Superman. They're acting it out.
They just walk down the history hallway and there it is. There it is. Sorry.
Goku. Woo! Goku went to the Japanese wizarding school canon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Goku Sensei.
No, I'm just saying, like,
anyway,
they don't have portraits.
The Japanese
they don't have portraits. It's just anime.
It's just Sailor Moon.
It's just every wall is just murals of anime, and they all move, and there's just battles happening on every wall.
Every person that's ever written an anime just went to the Japanese wizarding school, and they're just writing the history out.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different houses too. Like you walk up to a portrait of Goku, and you got to be like Kamehameha, and he's like, "Come on in."
This has gotten off the rails.
You got to go up, like one of the houses has to go up to like the Naruto portrait and do all the hand things, and then
they have to do the hand motion.
Yeah, it. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, because I think you and I have never really thought about what the Japanese living school would be like until this moment.
Not once until right now, and it's the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my brain.
Best thing I've ever thought of.
Like there's classes, there's whole classes dedicated to just making magical anime. Whole classes.
Multiple servers for the Japanese wizarding school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you get to
they're animating Gundam model kits to fight each other in class. Like that's
how they play Quidditch. That's how they play Quidditch. It's not on brooms. It's just Gundams. They're playing in space, bro. We're playing on brooms. They're playing Gundam Quidditch in space.
No. They're playing Quidditch on brooms. They're just all doing like ridiculous martial arts while they do it.
All right, we need to stop before this gets bad. We need to stop.
No, it's nuts. Like it's like watching a game of Quidditch in Japan is like watching live action anime, and it's just like, what did he just do?
They're all Shaolin monks doing like crazy.
He just drop kicked that guy out of the head. Is that even legal? I don't know.
This game's been going on for 14 days because everyone keeps. Oh,
I'm sorry. Man. I'm gonna mute my mic so you can.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, you get to pick what your starting in school is, and for this example, we're gonna say you started at Hogwarts, or whatever, because that's the most one that everyone is going to probably recognize, other than the Japanese one now. That's going to be dope as hell.
It's gonna be so good.
So anyway, the basic tutorial is like it's your final year at school, and you learn how to craft potions and fly a broom, and you go basically do all the mechanics that you're going to need to know through like the basics of the game. You get your kind of like basic spells at the beginning of the game, and then after the tutorial, we'll say it's up to like level 5 or whatever is when you're doing the tutorial. You graduate, and that's when you get to pick your job. I'm using the job function like they do in Final Fantasy 14 because it's the better of the two.
It's the way better of the two.
Yes, it's the way better of the two. And you get to pick what you want to be. So if you want to be a Quidditch player, you can be a Quidditch player if you want. If you want to be an Auror, you can be an Auror. If you want to, farm and be a herbology person, you can be a herbology person. If you want to, did I say potions already? If you want to brew potions, you can brew potions. If you want to be a dark wizard, you can be a dark wizard, but those are on the PvP servers. So PvP is essentially much like they did in Hogwarts Legacy. It's player versus player. So if you want to be a jerk, you can go be a jerk and be PvP and be a dark wizard. Everything that exists in the wizarding world is something that you can do once you graduate or whatever. So you pick a class, and then you, much like in Final Fantasy 14, the better of the two, you level up that class and you get certain abilities and skills and whatnot. And you still like, just because you're a Quidditch player doesn't mean you're always playing Quidditch. Like there are certain like abilities that you can learn as a Quidditch player.
Wouldn't Quidditch fall under like subclass? Kind of like in Final Fantasy, where like you can be like a baker and a weaver and
sort of, but I kind of want to like work it in to where like it also like there's abilities you get for that too. So like maybe Quidditch player is a little bit more dexterous class than like like it's almost like a DPS class or something like that, or a support class maybe or something like that. I haven't worked out all the kinks. That's that's not for me to work out. How the kinks work out. I just feel that like like you should have the ability to do whatever you want. Now, if you want to be like a herbologist and farm, you're probably going to be like a subclass. Like that's going to be like the economy.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how I felt about Quidditch. Like it's like you can level up a Quidditch player, but I don't see the.
Well, I was just using Quidditch as an example.
Raid usage.
I was just using Quidditch as an example.
You gotta flesh it out. You gotta flesh it out,
my guy. And you fleshed out yours?
No, I didn't need to.
I don't need to either.
You did the MMO, not me.
This is make believe.
This is all real life, just like the Japanese wizarding school. This is all real life. And that's all I can think about.
No, they send like cranes that give you like a scroll that says you got
it. It's you know.
I feel like I should have done a Japanese Hogwarts video game pitch instead of an MMO, but I didn't realize I wanted it until right now. Anyway, you can be an Auror or whatever you want to be. Like, there's different classes. Maybe the Aurors have different like rankings. Like, you could be like a head Auror and be more of like a tanky kind of thing, or you can be a protege and be like a DPS thing. And then you can just do raids and battles and stuff like that, like you normally would do in like a MMO. Because really, the MMO, you can say whatever you want, that it's all about, skills and abilities and story. But really, it's about how cool can you make your character look. That's the real end game. I don't care what anybody says.
Glamour is the real end game.
The glam is where it's at, man. That's truly the big bad evil guy in all MMOs is glamour. And you don't realize it until you're 1,200 hours in, and you're like, I need to raid today so I can get these boots, so I can make my outfit make sense. And me and Cody are laughing at this because it's 100% conversations that we've had.
It's so true. I need to run this savage raid. Why? Because the boots match my outfit.
All right, it's week 7. I can finally run this raid today. I get the last tome that I need, so I can go trade them all in, so I can get this piece of jewelry, so I can go take it to this guy, so he can give me the worn-out boots, so then I can go run this thing 14 times to get oil, so I can shine them up real nice, because they look dirty, and they can't be dirty, and then I can finally wear them, and my outfit will make sense. because the gear is not better than the stuff I already have. It just looks cool.
Yeah, I'm not actually gonna wear it. I'm just gonna make the boots that I have on look like those boots.
Yeah, I have way better gear.
You don't understand. I'm not suffering for like a week's worth of game time to wear these boots.
I just want to look like
I'm not gonna use that sword. I just want my sword to look like that sword.
Yeah, like my sword's cool, but it's not as cool as that sword.
Yeah.
So I need to invest all my time and energy getting something I'm never going to use.
Real talk.
Anyway, so you can get wands and certain cloaks and hats and stuff from doing raids and whatnot. Because like I said, the whole point of the end game is to like, how cool can you make your character look? And,
yeah.
You know, there can be different expansions. Like maybe you go, because the whole point, like you start out at your school, but like, you know, that's your starting area. It's almost like you pick a server, and that's the server you're on. So if you pick, you know, the Hogwarts server, you're in the Hogwarts server. If you pick the cool awesome Japanese server, which I would probably pick, that's the one you're going to be on. And your area is kind of based off, you know, that specific region and whatnot. So there's other expansions where you have to go over to another region for story-based stuff, and then it's, you know, you can have some crossover play like that.
Yeah,
but,
and then when you get to Japan, you realize you made the wrong decision and start the game over.
This is how we have long-term investments, man. Like, oh, we're gonna need another 1995 if you want to make another character. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
Sorry. Oh, you wanted all the Goku gear. Well,
yeah,
you got to start in Japan to get that.
Yeah, because some of it's region locked. You can't get all the cool. You want to look like James Bond? Sorry, friendo, you got to start in Hogwarts.
I mean, that's just a tuxedo.
Hey, man. Hey, this is my game.
You can only get tuxedos in London. Nobody else is classy.
Nobody else. Everyone else is just raggedy, except for those damn Japanese kids over there.
You started in the USA. Well, it's just nothing but American flags and jeans. It's all denim.
It's just cut off denim jeans.
It's just cut off denim jeans and cowboy hats. Sorry, brother.
No, not even that. Like the I forget what they're called now, but like the cutoff shirts, like the sleeveless shirts.
Yeah,
tank
the
tops.
vests.
Tank tops.
Wife beaters. Yeah, tank tops.
Yeah, I wasn't even going with that. I was just saying like it's just tanks and shorts.
Yeah. Everybody either looks like they just stepped out of a Western movie or they're Vin Diesel. Like it's one of the two.
And big trucker hats.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, you can have region specific gear and whatnot. Because like again, you know, like MMOs, they're not just time sucks; their money sucks too. So you know, I gotta get that for you. You want to run around the Nimbus 2000? Well, I'm gonna need 1995 from you, bro. You're gonna have to buy that from the store. Oh, what's that? You want to ride on Buckbeak? Sorry, bro. I need $24.95 from you in order for that to happen.
I mean, it's real talk. I spent like $30 to get Fenrir, the bike.
Yeah.
14.
I know. I mean, I've done it too, man. I bought that Nimbus Cloud. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I wanted to zoom around like Goku. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's really not too much into the pitch. You just take like everything you like from MMO and you just plop it down in the Harry Potter world. I just made it so you had to pick a school to begin with because I thought that was kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. And
I like the idea of having different jobs do things. And there's a market board. You can, you know, buy things and,
sure.
You know,
there's room
trade.
for wizarding weavers and
you know,
armor smiths and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Like,
and honestly, it doesn't even have to be modern day Wizarding World. It can be high fantasy Wizarding World.
Yeah, because I mean, if Hogwarts Legacy proves anything, it doesn't have to be modern day for it to be the same thing.
No, and if you do
honestly, like Harry Potter took place in the 90s, and you would never know.
No, like if you did a high fantasy MMO that was Harry Potter, or Wizarding World rather, you could end up having Voldemort as a raid boss at some point.
So I have written down here like you can battle like Bellatrix or Voldemort.
Yeah, I feel like Bellatrix would be a trial.
Yeah, like those would be trials.
But like Voldemort would be like a raid. You know, Grindelwald would be a raid.
Yeah, you have to go fight through like his encampment and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like with Voldemort, it'd be like Like the first raid boss would be like the big spider.
Either that or Bellatrix is the raid. Or sorry, Bellatrix is the raid, and then Voldemort's the trial that unlocks after the raid, kind of like they did in Final Fantasy 14 when you had to like go through the whole dungeon.
Was usually like just the extreme version of the raid.
No, I mean when you in Heaven's War, you had to go through the whole dungeon, and then you fought Knights of the Round, and it was a trial.
Oh yeah. No, I can see. I wasn't talking about those. I was talking like the Knights of the Round trial would be Bellatrix, but like Voldemort would be the 24-man raid.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there.
And then like the 2 or 3 mini bosses before him, you'd have like the big ass spider, and then maybe like Quirrell or something. I don't know, or whatever.
Genie.
Yeah. And the Guinea would just be a massive like God of War snake.
Yeah. It'd be like
just super exaggerated.
Yeah, because that's what they have to be.
You have to. If it's an MMO, you have to.
You have to be able to see them.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have to fight a dragon because dragons are real. Maybe you have to fight a Hungarian horntail or something like that.
Why not?
Who knows?
Why not?
But yeah, I mean that's essentially my pitch right there, man. Is just everything you know and love about an MMO wrapped up into the Harry Potter world. And I know that like my pitch was really short, and we spent a lot more time talking about the Japanese wizarding school more than anything. But hey,
no, dude, I think you got the point across.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've talked off screen. Like honestly, my true like 100% real like ideal Pokemon Harry Potter game is an MMO.
Yeah, and hey, maybe there is like an animal training version of it. Like you can be like speaking of like classes that can be like battle based, you can be like a care for magical creatures person. I don't know what they're called. Animal handler. Yeah,
animal handling. Yeah. Wizarding Pokemon. Why not?
Yeah, let's say you could have like essentially like a not a scholar, but what's the summoner, where you can you can have animals do your fighting. You don't really fight; the animals fight for you. Things like that.
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm here for it.
Hey, there we go.
There you go, guys. Let us know which game you'd rather play. If you'd play both, if you hated both.
If you think you have a better idea,
let us know.
Let us know. We have this snazzy Discord that you can come and join, and we have a conversations tab about it.
Yeah,
you can come. So you should join it. Cody has a link somewhere, probably.
If you're watching this on YouTube, the link's in the description. If you're listening to this,
go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube. No, there should be a link to the website on there, I think. If there's not, just go to somekindofentertainment.net, and all the links for all the things are there. Yep.
Also, Cody does some streaming.
I do stream.
Maybe be doing some Jedi Survivor this week, depending.
Yeah, if UPS gets here with my package on time, I'll be streaming it Friday. If not, and it shows up Saturday, I'll be streaming it Saturday night. If it still doesn't show up, then we'll try again next week. Because
the wording for his delivery was very vague.
Yes, it was.
They essentially said, "You're going to get it."
You're going to get it within a week of launch. So that means I have a 14-day window. I have 7 days in front of the launch and 7 days behind the launch. So we'll see. Normally I would get these things digitally, but I got the physical collectors because why not? Who doesn't need another lightsaber?
You only have 6, or soon to be 6. You have 4 right now.
Soon to be 6. I have 4 in the room right now. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yep. Thanks for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Leave us 5 stars. Leave us a review.
If you have an idea of something you'd like us to talk about.
Yep. There's on the Discord. There is a elevator pitch combo section and a suggestion section. So on the suggestions,
we've actually done a suggestion already. Yep. So
we did Mr. and Mrs. Smith per the request of one of our fans, a good friend of ours, Papa Panda Watch. So
Papa Panda Watch.
Suggest something. We'll probably do it.
Yeah. Probably will.
I don't actually know off the top of my head what we're doing next.
I have written down here what we talked about before.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out, and we'll let you all know, because for all we know, it could end up being a banked episode. Who knows?
True. Who knows? But anyway,
who knows?
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, as soon as you brought up the Japanese school, I was like, what would it be like?
What would it, though? You know it would be so lit.
It would be dope.
so lit.
It would be dope as fuck, my guy.
Like,
it would just be bonkers.
You telling me there wouldn't just be murals of anime fights on the hallways, just on the walls, just in constant motion? Like, you're just like on the way to Charms. Meanwhile, Goku's beating the shit out of like Majin Buu. Oh no, that's just normal. They're just doing the thing.
Oh yeah, this is them.
And then like on the way down, you're just like, oh hey Vegeta, and he's just like,
Hey.
it'd be so good.